Welcome to the Torch Academy. Today we're warning you about something that kills deals all the time, your commercial lease. Welcome. Here's something that surprises a lot of owners. Your commercial lease matters almost as much as your business. A buyer is purchasing two things, the business and the right to keep operating in that location. If the lease is expiring soon, or if the landlord won't let a new owner take over, you've got a serious problem. I've seen deals fall apart over lease issues. Don't be that seller. You need to handle this early. Here are the 4 questions you need answered. 1. How much time is left on your lease? Buyers want at least 3 to 5 years remaining. If you've got 1 year left, that's a problem. 2. Does the lease allow assignment? Can the new owner take over the lease? Or does the landlord have to approve a new tenant? 3. If it is assigned, does the rent change? Some leases have rent escalations built in. 4. Can the landlord just refuse a new tenant? Some leases give the landlord total discretion. These answers determine whether a buyer can actually operate your business in that location. On the favorable side, you've got 5 or more years left. The lease automatically transfers to a new owner. The rent doesn't change. The landlord can't refuse a qualified tenant. No hidden surprises. On the problem side, you've got less than 3 years. The landlord has to approve the new owner. The rent goes up if you assign it. The landlord can refuse for any reason. There are secret escalations. These are deal killers. Here's a scary scenario. Your lease might have language that says something like, if there is a change of control, the landlord has the right to renegotiate terms or refuse assignment. That buried clause could cost you hundreds of thousands. A buyer shows up, offers to buy the business, and then you mention the lease issue. The landlord suddenly wants to renegotiate or refuses the transfer altogether. The deal falls apart. Start looking at your lease now. Read it through carefully or run it past an online lease review tool. And if you'd feel more comfortable with expert eyes, a real estate attorney can spot the deeper issues. Know exactly what you're dealing with. Here's the timeline. 18 months before you list, do a careful read of your lease. Online lease review tools can flag the standard issues. And if you'd feel more comfortable, a real estate attorney can spot deeper problems. 12 months out, have a conversation with your landlord. This is informal. You're saying, hey, I might be looking to sell in a couple of years. I want to make sure you'd be okay with a new tenant. What does that process look like? This heads off surprises. 6 months out, if there are issues, try to renegotiate. Get the new terms in writing. At listing, provide buyers with your lease and a summary of assignment terms. Transparency builds trust. Real example. John had a retail store worth $500K. A buyer offered $450K. Then the lease finally got reviewed carefully, and the language showed the landlord could adjust rent upon change of control. John hadn't read his own lease carefully. When the landlord got wind of the sale, he wanted 20% more rent. That made the deal unworkable for the buyer. The buyer walked. John lost the deal. If he'd talked to the landlord 12 months earlier, he could have renegotiated or found solutions. Don't be John. The takeaway to a bad lease can derail an otherwise perfect deal. Short remaining terms, personal guarantees, and non-assignable leases are all red flags for buyers. Talk to your landlord about extending and making the lease assignable well before you go to market. This is one negotiation you want to handle from a position of strength, not desperation. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, head over to torchapp.io/signup to create your free account. Torch uses AI to help you navigate buying or selling a small business, whether you're just exploring or ready to make a move. And don't forget to subscribe for more episodes from the Torch Academy.